come grade 7, yes, down at the recreation building in Swift Current, there I was with a couple other girls, my first puff, my first coughs, and oh no, it was a passage of youth, of strength. I was going to smoke. But there was obviously a whole group of young people that weren't smoking, but I happened to not be one of them. So I would have to say I think I was already addicted to cigarettes back in grade 9. I would have been probably 15, but would never have known it because I was never trying to ever quit. And thus my journey and my 20s, my 30s. I did quit around my 3rd trimester when I was pregnant. I was proud that I pulled that off, but it wasn't long afterwards, and I was back smoking just like a fool. And oh Lord, I smoked. Every move I made was a cigarette. I'd wake up in the morning, cigarette, have a coffee, cigarette, done the dishes, cigarette, jump in the car, cigarette. The phone, if you remember the days of answering the phone, we'd have to have our smoke. I just shudder when I look back on it. Everything, every consuming moment of my life was a cigarette. My work days, couldn't wait for that break. So to kind of answer your question, what role did cigarettes have? It was everything. If there was 1 or 2 left in my pack, I'd have to figure out my dimes, my nickels, how I was going to get the next pack. Or if suddenly the last cigarette or 2 were gone without my knowledge, I have to admit, I acted like a baby. I'd be in tears, just sick. Where is that last cigarette? So I only had 3 cigarettes left in my pack. And I'd been to QuitCore, and I've been reading I've just read about quitting smoking and the QuitCore and remembering my counselors, because I kept up a counselor to help me with my quit smoking journey too, and through QuitCore. And I said, I'm not buying any more cigarettes. And that morning, I had some worship work, like a piano work commitment in the morning. And then for some strange reason, I had a hair appointment at about 1:32. And so I said, okay, I woke up that morning, those smokes were gone. I had smoked all those 3 smokes. And how many umpteen times in the past, I would smoke like a fiend, a half dozen, 6 cigarettes, just so I would wake up in the morning thinking, I don't want any smokes. And what's the first thing I'm doing is running out to buying more cigarettes. But this time I never. I made it through that morning. Like I remember like it was yesterday. Then I had this hair appointment, and I went, okay, it's getting on to about 4. And then because it was a difficult week preceding with my son's challenges, we thought we would go out to the leisure center for a swim or just goes out. And I said, okay, I haven't smoked yet, and it's getting on to about 6. I've just got about an hour to go. By the time I got home, it was about 9:30. And I laid my head on that pillow and I said, okay, I did it. Day 1, let's go for day 2. I have 3 years and about 7 months now of days. I was worth it. I was worth the fight. Nobody's going to, if something hurts me or offends me, or even the exciting, happy moments, okay, it's just not all dreary, but I had to, it was all on my shoulders. It was ultimately my decision in the end. I'm not going to let those smokes beat me. I'm beating them, you know. It wasn't easy. But it was easy lying my head on the pillow with victory, You know, that was such a good feeling, and I wish that on everyone, but it took me several times. But what made it different this time was it's my life and I'm worth saving and I'm worth it. And because no force on earth now will ever, I could stand on a mountain of cigarettes. I will never, ever, 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 ever puff a cigarette again in my life. And I'm going to keep saying that to myself. When you're having a difficult day, well, the silver lining in the cloud is, but I beat those cigarettes. You know, I beat them and they're not going to drag me down no more. And if you could sort of summon up every day, every valuable hour to arrive to that place where you know you've turned them off, that switch took place, you are on your way, and you're going to be there cheering for the next one you meet. I think I had a desire to quit from the day I really started. I don't know if that really makes sense. I knew they were wrong. I knew they were making me sick, taking my money, that pretty dress, a trip. Just, it was taking everything from me, those cigarettes, my pride, and they're just taking everything away from me. I just wished I could beat them, and so I really hope that I don't cause any hurt feelings or offense, like not to have anyone feel guilty or shamed. Let me tell you, celebrate that you're here at the QuitCore listening to this video, that you have a desire to quit, because that's the beginning of success. It was my familiar way. It was what I was familiar with. I was too afraid to take on the new me without the cigarette, okay? So the old familiar me smoking, since I've been a girl, a young gal of 15, 14, 13 years old, would always run to the cigarette. All of a sudden, they were like foreign objects. When I'd been about 2-3 weeks into this, I wished I had documented it down. I don't know how long. And all of a sudden, I seen them as a foreign object. Don't you even come near me. I kept victory in my day, every day. I wasn't going to let them get to me. I celebrated deep down inside of myself. Yes, day 4. Yes, day 9. Yes. And then when that's, like I said, that switch took place, I knew I'm on the other side of these cigarettes. And I can't tell you how much I wish that for anyone trying to quit. I bumped into an old lady friend of mine. She's 87, and I said, "Oh, hi, I've quit smoking." She goes, "Good for you." She says, "It's going to be 10 years for me." I said, "Really?" Well, honestly, she was 77 years old when she quit. She's now 90 and doing beautifully. I mean, it's truly, that was so remarkable for me. And so, you're never ever too late, and my mom too, years back, she always go, "Gee, I wished I could quit these cigarettes." She used some other colorful words in there, and then one day she took her smoke and stirred her coffee with it, and the dementia was really kicking in, and my mother forgot how to smoke. Well, I says, "Well, Mom, I think you're going to be quitting those cigarettes." It took a dog, the love of a dog, to say, "No, I won't light up, Duke. You were so proud of me."
Now I have another dog I'm caring for. His name's Bronson. And I said, Bronson, today, they're going to film me. I'm going to talk to people about quitting smoking. Well, you've never seen me smoke. You've never been around me, hug, hug, kiss, kiss. And I don't have that worries. I don't know if money is a big motivator, but I do have a cell phone that I never could afford before. So yes, I'm not as guilt-ridden going to the stores. And I think I've seen one ring at $13.85. Oh my Lord, they were like $8.60 or $9 when I quit. Like, how could I be still smoking? Celebrate. So I'm meeting new people. I'm willing to spend more time. Like, my music takes me to a lot of theater and church, choir work, my sing. There's maybe a little inkling of hope. My singing voice is healing a little, for my piano playing work. And I've still got till I'm 80, 90 some years old to see where my non-smoking world is going to take me. But within the last 3 years, it's just been a remarkable change in my life. You have to, first of all, have a real desire to quit. That's the beginning. And I think that's the best part. So if you're here listening to the video, you obviously want to quit. So give yourself that chance. I say to everyone, just give it a whirl. Just go one little morning at a time. Then that first little afternoon, just get through that day one. And then, like I say, just celebrate your victory and help you get on to day 2 and day 3. And oh, those first days seemed so slow going. But now when I look back on them, they were just the most precious time of that quit smoking journey. Because it is a journey, and it's a life-saving journey for all your friends and family and your pets and cats and birds and our world. And I just wish everyone real good luck, and you have to experience it to feel the beauty behind beating cigarettes.